Hi, so today I thought we'd have a look at these LED side lights that you get for your car. I think I've done a video on these before. Having got a slightly newer car, although it's a Audi A3 2006 model. When I had the Fiesta, I basically went through and did various bulbs with LEDs, side repeater indicators, the front side lights, and all the interior lights. So I'm doing the same on the Audi. The Audi's interesting in that the interior lights are the is it Fuston type, which are these ones here. So I got LED replacements. They're actually 36mm. Two of the front ones are I think they're 36 and the rear ones are 38 or something. But I ordered 38 instead of 36 by accident. But they do still fit. The 38s and 36, you can bend the springs back a little bit. So, been doing those. Got onto the side lights with the Audi, and yeah, I was looking on eBay, and it's not one of the original ones out of the Audi yet, but it should be the same bulb. This is one of the ones out of Fiesta. This is your standard 5-watt sort of wedge fit bulb. You got the little wire contacts on each side. And your kind of LEDs you're looking at will be something like this one. This one I actually got a pack of 5 of these. I don't think I ordered 5, I ordered about 1, they sent me 5 off eBay. Because funny enough, the interior of the car, they've all got exactly the same light, including the boot, luggage compartment, etc. But the fitting for the glove box is different. So the fitting for the glove box is a wedge type. And yeah, so I ordered, I'll say one of these, got 5. The glove box one is causing me a bit of issue, and that's basically that when it's pushed in on its connector, when you put the plastic cover back over, it pushes down on the bulb. And although technically the contacts, well, they're supposed to be live, at the bottom of the metal contacts. You've got sort of metal contacts at the bottom, then sets at the top, and the bulb obviously pushes in between the two. If it gets pushed down too much, it loses contact somewhere along the line. And I think that's mainly because you can't get it to slide in far enough, because they're slightly longer than the there's a sort of standard. There's quite a big difference on the length there. So with that one, I mean, I've got it to work now, but what I'd probably do, as I did with one of the other ones on the Fiesta, was basically with these you can actually cut these down a bit. Either just get a pair of side cutters or a hacksaw and just cut them very slightly shorter, as long as you've got enough contact, because all the circuitry is all, well, in this case it's under the heat shrink on this one. Now for the side lights, which I'm hoping to use, are these ones. I saw these on eBay as being ultra high power. They've certainly got a lot more LEDs on them, and this has got one of those sort of cob style LEDs. I mean, looking at that, I can see sort of distinct pattern. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single dots across the top, and then another 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 along the bottom. So they may be a similar brightness, to be honest with you, but I thought we'd do some tests on that. And yeah, so this one here, 6 LEDs there, 6 LEDs there, and we got 3 on the front as well. Not too bad little unit. It's sandwiched in a little between a little heatsink there. We got some various control circuitry on here. There's a little diode there. I think that we've got a little inductor. This, to me, I suspect is a little diode, sort of doing a kind of, sort of probably a full wave rectification, if not just a half wave rectification, because this one does seem to work either polarity, whereas this one only likes it one way round. So I thought we'd do some current checks on it and compare sort of wattage values between the two, because there's always a sort of debate as to whether or not it's really worth it for the the reduced power consumption. I tend to do the interior ones because I find that if I switch on the interior ones manually, I have a real big tendency that I then get out of the car, lock the car, and then I only realise when I go to work in the morning and think, hang about, the light's still on. And yeah, that just kind of, with the LED, it should be drawing a bit less current, so hopefully the battery wouldn't die down too much overnight if you left them on. Plus, I prefer the I'm kind of fan of the cold white. I know if you watch any Big Clive's videos, he always changing all the cold white ones with the warm white. I'm not a fan of warm white, so with doing the side lights on the car, I've also gone out, went down to Euro Car Parts today and picked up the Philips, I think they're Extreme 130 Plus. I had the Nightbreaker Ultimates on the Fiesta. They were H4 bulbs, so I left those in. And the Audi's got H7, but it's got 2 bulbs, so one for the dips and one for the main beam. So I thought I wanted to go for some headlight bulbs that are slightly whiter, but I don't really want to go down the route of getting HIDs on the car. So I thought, get the slightly brighter white bulbs, and then that should blend in with these ones once I get it fitted tomorrow. Although that certainly could prove to be interesting, as yeah, the access is very limited without taking the whole light cluster out. But I'm going to see what I can do with that tomorrow morning at some point. So we'll crack on. So I've got the power supply at the moment. Sorry about the scrolling effect on it. That's down to the frame rate of the camera, and I can't seem to find any settings to adjust that. But I've got it set at 13.5 volts. Because typically when you're running your car, when you've got the engine running, obviously your alternator is going to be producing power and charging a battery, so you'd expect to see sort of 13.5, 14 volts. I've got the current set at 1 amps, it doesn't need to be set that high, it's just what I've got it left set at. Got a multimeter here as well. The readout on this is not too bad, but I thought for better accuracy we could use the multimeter as well. So I've got it at microamps because I know it's not going to go into the 1 amp range. So first off, I'll have a go with the sort of standard 5 watt type bulb. I've lost the plastic of my crocodile clip there. And turn the power supply on. Right, so that is going overload on the milliamps range, it shouldn't do. Switch over to 10. Okay, so we're getting there on the multimeter, 0.391, so 391 milliamps, and as you can see, hopefully on the power supply we're getting 388 milliamps, so they're not too far off, 393, 88. So that should be a 5 watt bulb, and if we do our calculations, just use a mobile phone for this one, 13.5 volts. Power equals V times I, so 13.5 times point, would go by this one, 0.390, and we're getting 5.265 watts. Let me just drop some of the lighting off, I'll leave one set on. So yeah, 5.265 watts, so we've got it 5.2 watts for that there, and as you can see, kind of hard to tell, but it's yellowish kind of glow as all these standard filament bulbs are. Ow, that's pretty hot. Right, so this is a let's say this is one of the ones I brought for the glove box. The other issue I'm having with the Audi is I don't know whether or not these are going to fit through the hole. The only promising fact is that the picture on eBay did actually show them fitted into, I think it was an Audi A3. So yeah, we'll see. They're probably different lights, but we'll try them anyway. So yeah, that way around. See what I mean about these ones? They are polarity sensitive, so not a problem. You're not going to blow them up or anything. Put them in. If they don't work, swap them around. Right, so as you can see, that's definitely pretty bright, and I would say, to me, that looks brighter already than the standard 5 watt filament bulb we had there. So what are we drawing on that one? So if we have a look at the multimeter, 0.182 amps. So let's do our calculations. 0.18, that's gone up 183, and we are at 2.47. So 2.4 watts of power being drawn by that LED. So that's certainly already a power saving. You've got pretty much what looks like increased brightness and less strain on the battery and your alternator. And this is one of the higher powered ones supposedly. As you can see, as an example, that works that way round, and if I swap it, it should work the other way around as well. It's very hard to tell between the two if this one is any brighter than the other one or not. It looks a little bit brighter. So that's drawing 100 and 178. I've 177. I've blinded myself there. So what was the other one? So the other one was 183. So we got 177. So it's actually drawing slightly less power. So 177. So 2.38 watts. So it's near enough 2.4. So I think with these you're basically looking at virtually halving your wattage that you're, the amount of power that you're drawing when running them, which obviously will help if you're concerned about power. Like I say, if you sort of accidentally leave the interior lights on, it certainly helps with that. The amount of times I did it on the Fiesta, and yeah, never had a flat battery the next day. I've done it on the Audi once so far, and funny enough, that was when at the time I'd only replaced the LEDs in the front sort of roof lights, not the rear roof lights, and yeah, it didn't drain the battery too much. It still started fine in the morning. So yeah, I don't know, you'd have to do your calculations on what the battery is capable of drawing, but for me, I just prefer the slightly more whiter light, and I think it's a bit crisper, a lot more noticeable. I find it, especially the side lights, I think they're much more noticeable, for other drivers than just having the normal filament type bulbs. And yeah, along with that obviously comes, what other lights can you do? I should certainly do the side indicators. I think they are the same wedge type, so if they are, I have got enough of those, so I'll have a look at those tomorrow and see if they're the same. And you don't really, I think with the Fiesta I just got white, because I think you got the sort of amber lenses, haven't you, on the indicators, and they tend to just be white bulbs behind. Sometimes you get the sort of amber bulbs behind, but I think with the Fiesta I just put white ones in there. But I can't remember, I may have done a video on that, I've forgotten about it. So yeah, so that's just a quick sort of video really to show you what the difference in current is with these. That was something I couldn't really test very easily last time, as I didn't have the power supply, and quite a good meter as I got now. So I hope you found that video useful. If you got any comments, please leave them below, and yeah, hopefully I'll move on soon. I'm looking to try and get the I want to get the whole side lights done, because I haven't got daytime running lights. So get the rear lights with the because it's got separate bulbs. The other one had combined brake and tail lights. This one's got separate, so I thought I could get LED tail lights as well, and I expect I might do a video on those in the future. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you soon.